When progress feels slow, most people respond the same way. They add pressure, they push harder, they raise expectations, they demand more from themselves. It feels responsible, it feels serious, it feels like commitment. But pressure doesn't just increase effort. It changes how the mind relates to the task, and the change matters more than most people realize. Pressure feels useful because it creates urgency. Urgency creates movement. Movement feels like progress, so when things stall, pressure becomes the default solution. Deadlines tighten, rules multiply. Rest starts to feel undeserved. At first, this works, but pressure isn't neutral. It alters perception. When pressure increases, the nervous system responds. Tasks feel heavier. Mistakes feel more serious. Avoidance feels more tempting. The mind shifts from exploration to protection. Instead of asking, "How can I improve?" it asks, "How do I avoid failing?" This is where progress quietly slows. Learning requires space. Space to try. Space to adjust. Space to fail without consequence. Pressure removes that space. It narrows attention. It discourages experimentation. It punishes imperfection. So even though effort increases, adaptation decreases. Progress becomes rigid instead of responsive. Pressure can create short bursts of improvement, but those bursts are unstable. They rely on stress hormones. They demand constant vigilance. They drain recovery. Once pressure is removed, momentum disappears. This creates a cycle: push, collapse, reset. Not because you lack discipline, but because pressure isn't sustainable. Progress lasts when effort feels safe, not easy. Safe to return to, safe to continue imperfectly, safe to pause without punishment. Safety allows repetition, and repetition is what builds change without resistance. If you've used pressure before, that doesn't mean you were wrong. It means you were trying to care. Pressure often comes from responsibility, not recklessness, but caring doesn't require intensity. It requires structure that supports continuation. Instead of asking, "How can I push harder?" ask something quieter. What makes this easier to return to? Lower the barrier. Reduce the threat. Remove unnecessary urgency. Progress doesn't need pressure. It needs permission to continue. Pressure feels like control, but control built on stress eventually collapses. Progress built on safety compounds. When pressure steps back, learning steps forward, and once learning is allowed to continue, progress stops feeling fragile. Not because you're trying harder, but because you're trying in a way that lasts.